Well, here's the new box. There's the month of June's art snacks. Let's open it. See what's inside. Lots of goodies. We start with a tiny little sketchbook, custom with the art snacks. Really cute. A bit thin. Might be good for ink though. It's a Denic custom mini sketchbook. And oh my goodness, another kuretake brush pen. Let's see. Still can't read Japanese. Yeah, brush pen. But it comes with refills. Extra cartridges. So let's see. Oh, this one is a felt tip. It's very light. And got the cartridge. It's really cool. Can't wait to try this one. I like the very, very fine tip. And then I've got a lifesaver. Yummy. A sticker. And let's see. A general's layout, extra black, the pencil, a Caran d'Ache, a Fibrello brush. So it's another brush pen. It looks like a gray. A blue-gray, and I'm assuming that it's water soluble. What did I put here? I don't know. There's the little brush. Some should be water soluble. Yeah, we'll try better later. And a Spectra marker. They kind of look like the Dick Blick marker, same shape, with a chisel tip and nice brush tip. So stick around for a demonstration and a, oops, this doesn't belong here. A demonstration and a quick speed drawing.
So you might be familiar with the AD markers. They usually come with either a chisel tip or a fine tip. They're alcohol based and they smell pretty strong. These new Spectra markers, they're a brand new product. They don't smell as bad at all. I believe it's the same ink. It feels the same on paper. I just compared the two of them. And the ink is very strong. It's and it bleeds. It seems to bleed a lot on paper as well. The Fibrello brush marker is also a brand new product. The Fibrello markers already existed, but with a more traditional type of tip. They are water soluble, however mine doesn't seem to be working very well, and I believe it's the color. I checked some reviews and I've seen beautiful paintings done with those. I also saw a color chart that somebody made on the video, and it looked very, very nice, except for that particular color that I got. So I am not very lucky with this one, but it has a great tip and will be great for calligraphy. Not that I'm very good at it, but whoever likes lettering will be very happy with this marker. I compared it on the paper with a red Lyra water-soluble pencil marker, which, as you can tell, works much better. The General's Layout pencil felt pretty hard for such a dark pencil. It's nice. It also erases really well and smudges some, not as much as some softer pencils. Now for the Kuretake brush pen, all you have to do is unscrew the barrel and put the cartridge in, puncture the cartridge. You'll see the little silver ball will fall inside the cartridge, and what I did is I held it upside down for a couple of minutes, and the ink started flowing into the felt tip, and it was ready to go. The barrel is big enough where you can store the extra cartridge in it, which is great. You won't run out of ink if you take it to do some art on the go. The ink flows really well. It's very smooth on the paper, and I love it. Talking about the ink, it's very pigmented. It's very black. It is not waterproof at all and barely water resistant. This month's limited edition item is the tiny little sketchbook. It's about 2.5 by 4 inches, and the pages are very thin, so it doesn't take water media very well. Best to stick with dry media. The pencil worked very well on it. I really enjoyed it, especially later on when I did my sketch. But if you add any wet thing like the Caran d'Ache marker, for instance, it really damaged the paper. The Kuretake brush worked better, but as soon as you added water with a water brush, it was not that great. So I was a bit disappointed with the Caran d'Ache marker because I liked the tip. I like how it lays the color, but the water soluble part didn't work for me. So I was determined though to make it work, and I tried different types of papers. This one's a marker paper, which worked great for the AD marker, but the water soluble part didn't work well with the Caran d'Ache marker. This one is a regular Bristol paper. It's 100 pounds and still didn't work well. And the thing is also, if you add several layers of the marker, it does damage the paper. It rips little pieces off. This last one is a watercolor sketchbook, and it worked a little bit better on this paper. It diluted the ink, but it was a very, very light wash, and you could still see the marks. I was very disappointed. Here you see a comparison with the Winsor & Newton watercolor markers, how the colors really spread when you add water. So yeah, I was not very lucky with this particular marker. Again, I'm pretty sure it's just this particular color that's not working very well, because on other people's videos I saw that the other colors dilute really well and look very nice with a watercolor effect. I let the Kuretake ink sit for 24 hours, and you see that the parts that were not previously diluted are a tiny bit more water resistant. but the part that were previously diluted are more resistant. For the Art Snacks challenge to be a real challenge, I have to use everything that's in the box. So I used a tiny sketchbook for the paper, so my drawing was limited to a very small area, so I couldn't really put too many details. Because of my subject choice, which is very unusual for me, I had the small details were hard to color even with the brush pens. The Spectra 80 marker works surprisingly well on this thin paper. It did go through, but I had put another piece of paper underneath to protect the other pages. But the Caran d'Ache Fibrello marker, because it's water-based, didn't work. It kind of ruined that area of the paper. The Kuretake brush pen was awesome for small details. I really, really liked it. I'm gonna use it a lot more. And then you can use it for fine details or broader lines. So again, this one would be good for calligraphy. It reminds me a lot of the Pentel sign brush, which it's a little bouncy. It's a bouncy fiber tip. Oh boy, my calligraphy really is horrible. I really have to practice.